All right. A sophisticated coming-of-age drama, intricately plotted mysteries, romantic, funny, one of the best father-daughter relationships in TV history. A great cast led by a great actress and a star-making performance. Veronica Mars had everything going for it, including a fan base that has endured. But in 2007, the CW canceled the series, and fans were left with cliffhangers that they thought would never be resolved. But early next year, they're finally going to get some answers in the form of something rather radical, a movie paid for by the fans themselves. The cast is here to tell you about the movie. If you have questions, get ready to ask them. If you are on Twitter, get on Twitter now. Tell the world that the Hall H panel at Comic-Con is about to start, that Veronica Mars has returned. All right, let's bring out the cast. And I'd like to begin with Weevil, Francis Capra. And here he is. Keith Mars, Enrico Colantoni. Wallace, Percy Daggs III. The man with the dick hair, Ryan Hansen.
What did he do?
Mac, Tina Majorino. His, Chris Lowell. Logan, Jason Doring.
Good choice. Good choice.
I think you're over here, pal.
The creator of Veronica Mars, Rob Thomas.
All right.
Yeah. And Veronica Mars herself, Kristen Bell.
Love you too. Looking good, Hall H.
All right, let's talk about the movie. And Rob, you know, fans have so many questions about the movie, what's in it, who's in it. Will Veronica see her mom again? Will we see Trina again? Will Joss Whedon be popping up behind a rental car counter? What can you say about the story and the plot of the movie?
I can tell you that that it sort of has, and this is a weird reference, but a Godfather 3 theme to it, which seems odd. Like, why not pick Godfather 2? It was a better movie. But it is Veronica, as we find Veronica in the movie, she has not worked as a private detective since the last time you saw her in season 3. And so part of the movie is her getting pulled back into this life that she thought she had left behind.
Okay. And, you know, I'd love to know, just like, has it been difficult to sort of balance between sort of giving the fans what they want and telling the story that you need to tell?
I think the good news for me is that I think the story that I wanted to tell is the one that I think fans want to see. I wanted to get the old gang back together. It was fun to, you know, I feel like I'm a fan of the show. I kind of know what the pleasure zones are for Veronica Mars viewers, and I wrote to those.
That's you.
Kristen, if you can take us back to the final season of Veronica Mars, and do you remember the day that you were told that the show wasn't coming back, and what was that day like?
First of all, it looks like we're talking to like a community of aliens because there's so many flashes going on. It looks like no one's human. I suffer, unfortunately, from a very, very bad memory. I have little to no retention. And so I don't remember the moment that it was canceled, and I think I probably blocked it out. But I do remember that I went off to shoot Sarah Marshall shortly thereafter, and I think, oh no, now it's making sense in my head. I know when I found out. I found out the day before I shot the scene in Sarah Marshall where Sarah Marshall talks about her series being canceled. So it was really, really deep and hurtful for me to shoot that scene because I was, there was a lot of honesty coming out because I was so sad about Veronica Mars.
So what was your first day like on the set of the movie and coming back into the role?
It was a lot of excitement and a lot of sort of unknown jitters. Like, we obviously with Rob because he was captaining the ship, but it was with Jason, my first scene. And we just kind of kept staring at each other going like, are we really here right now? Are they allowing us to do this? Are we in the Twilight Zone? It was really exciting.
Can you say like what your first line was back as Veronica Mars?
I can say it?
Yeah, say it.
My first line back was, charming drink names. I can't decide between a beast with two backs or a donkey punch. Ooh, do you think they'd let me order a virgin devirginator?
That's amazing. Wow.
We were at a church. Just kidding, we were at a bar.
Francis, you know, this movie has been talked about for a while. The return of Veronica Mars has been talked about for a while. And I'd just love to know, like, there's a while there where we thought this would never happen. What did you think? Did you ever think it would happen or not happen? How are you feeling during these past years?
Oh man, I had kept it alive a lot on the forums and on Twitter, and well, I didn't keep it alive. You guys kept it alive, and talked about it with so many of the fans. I mean, the hope was always there, but no way. I never expected this. And Rob knows. I mean, Rob has like a collection of emails of me just going on like a nut, and I'm just like literally just hyperventilating over my keyboard. It was amazing. Yeah.
And Tina, I'd love to ask you, like, returning to Veronica Mars. I mean, what was that like? What was your first days like?
Can we just take a minute and acknowledge how hot Tina looks with this mohawk? Have you guys ever seen a cooler haircut on a girl? I can't get over it. That's all I'll say.
My first day back, I mean, I think that all of us really secretly hoped that this would eventually happen, but I personally, I didn't get my hopes up too much because you just never know, you know? So my first day, it was the best. I was in the makeup trailer, and I was like, man, I wonder when I'm going to see everybody, you know? Kristen came in first. I got to see her first. And then 10 minutes after that, it was Ryan. And then 5 minutes after that, it was Chris. And then Percy showed up. It was just like, it was the most exciting day. And it happened the whole day, and every day for me on the set has just been so appropriate because this whole movie is about, you know, us kind of reuniting and seeing where we are. And obviously everybody has been really busy and living their own lives. And so to be able to come back to set and be living as yourself and living as your characters simultaneously is like our characters are seeing each other for the first time and we're seeing each other for the first time. So it's been really exciting and fun. And it doesn't feel like work because you go to work every day and you're hanging out with your friends. It doesn't feel like a job, you know?
I just want to say, to touch on what Tina's saying, I mean, I felt like I fell off the face of the planet. And literally when Rob emailed me, I just couldn't believe that I was going to even be involved in this. I thought you guys didn't even know who I was anymore, you know? And this literally brought me back to life. I know that, like, seeing these guys again, it's an unforgettable memory, like that, just being on set for the first day. You guys brought my family back. Like, it was awesome, man.
Really, really awesome. What's that, buddy?
Percy, when the movie finally came together, I mean, it came together quickly, and then you guys had to shoot. Like, what was the preparation like? Did you have any time to prepare?
When Rob first called and said, "What are you doing this summer?" I started preparing. Perfect push-ups and just in case he, whatever he needed, I was ready. So, like he said, that the lighters they held up over the months and over the years, I always had one too. So when it happened, I was already mentally ready to dive right in. And then being on set, it was pretty amazing, but it felt like going to your high school reunion and then having to leave after an hour. Like you only can stay for an hour and go home because it was a quick shoot and, 3 days here, a day and a day. So you miss these guys so much. So it was great to reconnect, and it's great to do this because it kind of lingers on for a while, and, we get to promote the movie. But that's what it was like for me.
Enrico, like how easy was it to sort of slip back into the father-daughter chemistries with Kristen?
It was easy.
So it was not hard?
No, it was not.
What was your... could you elaborate?
Kristen and I hang out at hockey games together. It was like,
We get along.
We get,
just
yeah,
fine.
I think Rob intentionally waited for the Keith Mars character to come after the second or third week or something, let all of them have fun, and then Daddy comes home. But with Kristen and I, I adore her when I'm not working with her and when I'm admiring her from afar. It's easy to just look at her and have this paternal sort of thing for her. But now she's a mama, we have more to talk about. All the more to talk about,
Ryan.
Thanks, bro.
What's up?
Yeah.
Ryan, I'd love to ask you, the Kickstarter campaign and the video that was created for the Kickstarter campaign was such a huge key in sort of getting this going, and you guys shot that like over a year ago, actually. Can you talk a little about that day reuniting to produce that video, what that was like?
Well, when I thought about doing the Kickstarter for this movie myself, no, I don't know, Rob, it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
That Kristen and Rob were talking and invited us over and to do this. Wait, what was the question?
What's the experience of shooting it? Like, first of all, where did you guys shoot that?
Oh yeah, we shot it at Kristen's friend's
We
house.
shot it at my friend's house
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah. And it was like a real, like, it was a literal puppet show. Like, you guys had to, like, raid your garage to, like, get stuff. Is that correct?
Kristen?
Well, yeah, we put it together really quickly, and no one had asked us to put it together, but Rob and I were kind of like, let's just do it. Who cares? Let's show them. And then I was like, Dax, can you build me like a puppet theater out of wood for this weekend? I'm doing something. And he was like, what? And so he actually went to Home Depot and built that little puppet thing that Rob is in. And then the costume that Rob was wearing is some of my ski gear from my garage.
And literally her ski gear. I couldn't breathe in that thing. Just a little footnote on that. I live in Austin, and I flew to LA to shoot that. And for whatever reason, I got the security screening check, and they opened my bag, and they're just two face-up puppets in it. So it was a difficult weekend.
Chris, I'd love to ask you. You've had Piz is kind of a polarizing figure in Veronica Mars fandom. What's been your interactions with Veronica Mars fandom? What's that been like over the past couple of years?
Well, I mean, I wore this shirt today just so I wouldn't be shot when I stepped on stage, frankly. No, I mean, I remember getting the email from Rob that, like, he's like, hey, I think we're thinking about bringing Piz back. And it was just like, the death threats have almost stopped. Why now? Why now? No, man, I'm so excited to be back. Yeah, I've had some funky fan interactions. That's true. I sort of was responsible for breaking up Logan and Veronica, and I feel like I've definitely had fans approach me as if I ruined their relationships at home as well, which is likely true. I don't even know. I think the weirdest fan thing that happened, when you have a character named Piz, it kind of sticks with you. It's not a real, it's not a very common name, I would say. I remember one time we had a party at my house, and I came downstairs, and my friends, Cheney and Cameron, were trying to peel the R and the U off my Prius and turn the S upside down, so I'd be driving a Piz, which is ridiculous.
Before we go...
Stosh is his first.
Sorry. Before we go to audience questions, Jason, love to ask you just your interaction with fans over the year, and sort of what is this whole Veronica Mars experience like meant to you over the years?
Let's see. I mean, obviously it's been great, and we try to. I think we have such nice guys. The cast seems weird. They're awesome people. You know what I mean? And we really get along with each other quite well. And I think it's just fun. Like I love hanging out with Ryan. And I think when shut up, Ryan. when we had fans on set, we just liked to be with people who love our show, and we all cared so much about it because it was all our first show. We were down in San Diego, and we didn't know anybody was watching, and we would go to these malls, and everybody would be cheering for Weevil, and I would just sit there in a corner, and it was amazing, like the fan support from day one, and we enjoyed it so much, and I think that they relate to that, and then we love to talk to them about that. So it's emotional for us, too, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, we were really into it, invested in it. And I think that's what you see in the show. Like Rico talked about, like, there's true emotion there. Like, I love Kristen too, Rico. Yeah, so, I mean, they just see that and we enjoy it. Thank you.
I want to get to the questions right away because we don't have a ton of time. Where's the microphone? Here we go.
Yeah, me too.
Hi guys, it's great to have you back. I've come all the way from England, and Kristen, you're my favourite actress. And I just wanted to ask, did you do anything special yesterday on set to celebrate your birthday?
That's very sweet. Thank you for coming such a long way. And I'm very flattered I'm your favorite. We shot till, I think we got off at 5 in the morning yesterday, on Wednesday night. And at about probably 12:20 or so, Rob made an embarrassing announcement and had the whole crew sing. And it was really, it was lovely. So other than singing and celebrating with people, we didn't. That makes it sound really unspecial, and that's not
what she's trying to say is that she wanted a much bigger birthday than what we threw for her.
Yeah, of course. Of course. No, but it was really fun.
Next question.
Hi. First, I got to say that it looks really badass, so good job, guys. Yeah. So Kristen, or I guess anyone in general, but for the character of Veronica in particular, fast forward 10 years, she's not a private eye at the moment. How do you jump right back into that when you take away her essence? Was it easy, or did you struggle a bit?
I was nervous about it, but I don't know that I struggled because there's a part of the weird magic of this show for me is that there's a very strange connection between Rob's brain and my brain, because I have never had a problem memorizing his dialogue, ever. I can read an entire monologue of his once and I know it. And I've never had that experience anywhere else. I mean, I'm a decent memorizer because it's what I do for a living, but something about her voice, it just has always been really easy for me to jump into, and I think that is because, I don't know, there's this weird cosmic connection that I have, luckily, to Rob's brain. So it wasn't difficult at all.
Hi, my name is Brendan Hillock, and I am here to confirm, did you guys really take out the Deputy Sachs nude scene? Because you're going to lose a lot of fans. I'm just going to say right now.
Deputy Sachs, people.
Deputy Sachs,
right there.
Deputy Sachs.
Star Killer Day. I actually have a question for the fans, and this answer honestly, don't be ashamed, because this is a good thing. Please cheer if you got into Veronica Mars after we were canceled. A lot of promise there. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi, guys, that I love you, and everybody up there are the sweetest people on the planet. Not BS, no bullshit. Beautiful people, all of them. So it's like my family. Love them to death. So,
Brandon, we asked you not to wear your wardrobe from the movie.
What character is that? What costume is that?
That's not his.
Of course. All right, next question.
Hello, Tina Majorino, your hair is amazing. I'm totally crushing on you right now.
Thank you.
My question is, when you guys go back to the show, when you watch it again, as fans, what are your favorite scenes? And then as cast, what moments tug at your heartstrings?
I will tell a quick embarrassing story about that. When I started writing the movie, I would get on my treadmill each day and watch an episode. And I was watching all of season 1, and we got to the Veronica Logan first kiss. And I rewound it, and then rewound it, then rewound it. And then my wife entered. And I had tears in my eyes. It was an embarrassing moment that I'm watching my own work. A kiss. It just felt so earned to me. We earned this moment. I don't know if I was proud of us or touched by the story or what it was, but yes, my wife caught me crying the Veronica Logan kiss.
How about some other people on the
And
panel
others?
with that question? Ryan, how about you? A moment from the series that was special to you?
Oh, I mean, there's just so many moments. I'm being serious.
I know.
Well, first of all, like I get it. Like Team Piz and Team Logan, you guys are wearing each other's shirts. I think that's so cool. But it's like some people are on other teams, you know, and I like to
No, you
represent.
Yeah!
There's
unbelievable.
so there's that.
Waiting for that.
Ghost
moment.
riding the
All
whip,
right.
I like that. That was cool. And I did the car, and I was doing that next to the car. Ghost riding. I like that moment. I mean, anything with Jason, not Chris.
Get in line. Get in line. It's a long line.
Jason was like my acting coach. He was amazing. I'd never really done anything, and so any scene with Jason, we'd always like run it in the trailer and like, especially for like the cry, like I had to cry, you know, all that stuff. So Jason really kind of walked me through that, and really what he did is punch me in the nuts, and then we opened the door and I was crying.
Can you hit us with your first line on the show?
Say it again. What?
Can you hit us with your first line ever on the show, on the series?
Sure.
Get ready.
Logan. Pretty good.
Percy, how about you?
90% of my work on the show was with Kristen, so every day was a gift. Lord of the Pies was great when we were at the college. I didn't work with Jason much, but I had 2 episodes with Jason where we had a lot of work together. So I guess we'll say that. And then the Snickerdoodle episode. My first Snickerdoodle was on the show, and I fell in love with him. And Kristen had him bringing me fresh Snickerdoodles regularly, and then I got sick, and so that was an interesting day. But I got a lot.
Rico, how about you?
Is this a fondest memory question kind of thing? Yeah. It happened as a fan when I was watching season 1 to 3 with my daughter, and she was just at that age where she began looking at my relationship with Kristen on the TV, and I kept catching her looking at me, and then back at Kristen. And then me, and back at Kristen, and it was just a wonderful moment for me to see how my daughter was associating my relationship with her, and she'll never ever have a dad like Keith Mars. I think that was a disappointment in her eyes.
Rob, if I can ask you a question, like this has been a brief shoot, like 23 days.
Mm-hmm.
When do you guys wrap?
We have 2 days left. We wrap on Monday.
And what have been some of the challenges of sort of like barreling through a feature film at this pace with this kind of budget?
Yeah, I can talk a lot about that. There were a couple of different ways we could have done this. If we knew how much money we had, and we were going to shoot somewhere in the low 20s in terms of shooting days. And maybe the smart way to do the movie would have been to do like an Agatha Christie, everyone in a house movie, and have very few sets and very few guest stars or other actors in the piece, and that's not what we did. We made an incredibly ambitious, sprawling, low-budget movie. So the tough part is that you have to be moving fast all the time. I don't think we could have done it if we had all been working together for the first time, but because the actors know their roles, typically they're getting 3 or 4 chances at a line reading. We are having to move so fast because we want it to feel big. We want to include a bunch of those characters that you grew fond of in Veronica Mars. So it's every day we're racing the clock. We never get to luxuriate in a scene. We have to hit it, nail it as best we can, and move on to the next thing.
If I could write you a check right now for $1 million,
Yes.
what would be in the movie that isn't now?
Oh man, I think getting 6 takes per scene is what is really what I want. I want.
More time.
More time.
Yeah.
More time. More shooting days would be the answer.
Yeah.
Vampires.
Vampires would be good.
Spaceship, maybe. Next question.
Hi. I just want to say I saw a panel about 6 years ago, and I've been in love with you guys ever since. My question is for Jason. Are any of the Eccles going to be on the movie?
No. Not really. I know Rob. You mentioned something about possibly not reprising dead people. Is that right, Rob?
Right. Most of the Eccles
All my
are
family's
dead. I think
dead,
there's only
man,
one
so-
other living Eccles, but Trina did not make the movie.
Right.
We love Allison, but she's not in the movie.
Yeah, but Rob's got a lot of other surprises that are good, like that people don't know about yet. That'll be really cool for you guys.
Next question.
Kickstarter backer number 31,213. Best $500 I've ever spent. Kristen, that was my 14-year-old daughter. I just wanted to say thank you for being such a great role model. My question is to Rob. Just like Jaws put together a dream cast in Firefly, do you feel that this is a dream cast just like that? Because I feel that way.
Yeah, I feel that way. I love this cast. That's.
What if you had said, "No, I would have made some changes"?
But
I mean,
there are a couple people I was really.
just one of them, and you know who you are.
What was Stanley Tucci doing in my trailer?
I feel very fortunate. It's hard to get that right early, and I feel like that was one thing we got right. When I first. Before I came to work in Hollywood, when I was teaching high school in Texas, I would go to movies or I would see TV shows, and I would wonder, how does so much bad stuff get made? Why is there so much product out there that isn't any good? And after I made the move to Hollywood and started working in the business, I have such a greater appreciation for what a minor miracle it is when you get it right, when it is magical. And I think that's why we've never given up hope on this thing, is because this was one of the rare times where you got most of it right, where it is that special thing that you want to keep going back to, where I can't tell you how often you do work that that you don't even watch on TV, and it's your own thing. This I was always proud of. This may be on my tombstone. I'm very proud of this show.
That's so awesome, man.
Go ahead.
Yes, I just had a quick question. You guys have such a good chemistry, and I was wondering, do you actually improvise when you're working together?
They better not.
Well, I just with some of the quips and everything, especially the way that Kristen delivers them, and I was also wondering, who taught Jason how to smolder?
The heavens.
I'll speak to the chemistry thing real quick. I don't even think I would have gotten this role if it wasn't for the chemistry I had with Kristen right away. When I screen tested, it was my first screen test, and the chemistry I had with Rob. My first read with Rob, we felt really comfortable. We talked about basketball and sports and different things like that before I even got to read for him. And I was nervous before my first screen test, and Kristen came and she sat with me and talked for a quick second, helped me relax a little bit, and just had a simple, normal conversation with me before I went in the room, and it came down to me and one other person. And I think that was really critical in me being able to be myself and relax and do what I know I could have done with that role. So the chemistry was real critical, I think, with the entire cast and with Francis and everybody else once I met him.
I'll answer the improvisation question. Improvisation is wonderful, and a lot of magic can come out of it, but I think that there needs to be more credit given to a really good writer is allowed to be militant about his words. And Rob is a really good writer, and he's also a word Nazi. But he has, much like the Logan Veronica kiss, he's earned it. And my deliveries are just because when he writes it on the page, I can hear how he wants it, and I don't know how I can hear it, and it's a rarity that he'll ever say, like, oh, no, try it this way. But sometimes he does. But 99% of the time, I feel like I have an instinct about how he wants it, and that's just dumb luck. But it's because he's such a good writer that he's allowed to go, no, I've already honed it in on what I wanted, and our job as actors is not really to come in and try to one-up what Rob has done, because it simply doesn't need it. It's already perfect on the page.
We were just working the other day, and you proved that to me, that you honestly believed it and followed that, because there's stuff that, like, in the beginning of this character, and Weevil, I would always try to inject my own improvisation and try to do what I thought was right. Until I realized that I just need to go to this man and just ask him what I need to do, it made the job, like, so much easier. And honestly, it's the reason you love the characters. I think all of us agree that we just literally just follow Rob's direction. And the last time I didn't understand something, I went to Kristen, and I was like, I don't get this. And she goes, just go to him. It was the other day. Do you remember where we understood? And once he explains something to you, it's like autopilot.
Right.
Yeah.
You like it because it's through his filter.
Yeah.
And I bucked the system a little bit because, in my neighborhood, I talked to Rob. I didn't get to say, new cultural slangs in my neighborhood. I'm like, Rob, I don't know if I really say this, man. You're going to have me on TV, and I'm going to go home back to Long Beach, and people are going to be like, man, what the hell are you talking about? So I would try to, throw new things at him. Can I try this? He said, no, it's Pocket Protector full of pimp juice. I said, but the pimp song came out 2 years ago. He said, well, it sounds good now. I just saw it. Say the line, Percy. So I tried my best, but it came out good. It still came out good.
What were we talking about before?
Next question.
Hi. The theme that you guys have is everyone loses someone. Veronica loses her mom. Keith loses Sheriff Lamb, and Dick loses his beaver, and
You wanted to ask that question just to say that, didn't you?
Well, I was wondering, are there gonna be any mention of like those characters like Duncan and Beaver and all those like missing characters? Just a mention.
The big answer probably is no. And a lot of thought went into that. I wanted to write the movie in such a way that for the fans of the movie, there are plenty of Easter eggs in there. There are plenty of things that you will appreciate a bit more because you watched the TV series. But I didn't want to put a lot of the old mythology, the references to Lily Kane or Duncan Kane or, season 2 mystery or any of that, because I wanted people who are coming fresh, because we want the movie to be the start of something, and we need it to go big if that's going to happen. So I think all anyone needs to know, and it sort of all comes out in the first scene, is that when Veronica was a teenager, she had this weird part-time job as a private eye, and we asked new people to understand that, and then after that, we tried to not complicate it with a lot of the mythology. That said, I think fans of the show, you're going to see so many references and so many things in there that you get and that are special to you that they'll feel like fun little Easter eggs in there.
And I think this is going to be the last question.
Keister eggs.
Okay. Hi, my name's Nandi. I just want to start off by saying thank you to each and every one of you for bringing the show to life. I was about 10 years old when the pilot was premiering on UPN, and I stumbled upon it by accident. I was just flipping through the channels, and I was like, oh, let me just watch the show called Veronica Mars, and it became my favorite show, and it still is my favorite show. And I think I speak on behalf of all Veronica Mars fans when I say I was bawling my eyes out when we reached that Kickstarter goal. So thank you to all of you.
Oh, man.
Trying not to break down. My question is for all of the cast. If you could play any other character in this series, major character or minor character, who would you play and why?
Logan.
Tina, how about you?
Dick.
Ryan?
Dick.
Jason? Logan.
Dick.
Percy?
Weevil.
Francis?
I always wanted to ride a bike, and he looks pretty cool. That leather jacket.
It's gonna sound like we choreographed that, but
Oh, for real?
Wallace? I like to play Wallace. Yeah.
Enrico, how about you?
Vinnie Van Lowe.
Yeah. Kristen?
Dick.
Principal Clemens.
Rob, before we go, the future of Veronica Mars. So the movie is going to come out when?
The movie will come out early 2014. I think in the first couple months of 2014 is the plan. We hope. That's what we're shooting for. I don't know how many of you read that I just signed a book deal for a couple new Veronica Mars books. The first of which will come out pretty close after the movie. So we're already breaking plot on that right now.
Does it have a title?
It does not. It does not have a title yet.
Yeah.
But it does. It picks up where the movie left off. So it's not. For years I wanted to get the Veronica Mars books done as young adult novels, but we sold them as adult novels. So it's Veronica at 28 as the movie picks up and ends.
And movie-wise, do you want to keep on doing this?
Oh yes, I do. Yeah. Let's. I want to be a Bond franchise. Yeah.
With Kickstarter, or would you want to do it a little differently next time?
I hope we make a ton of money on this movie, and we just we get to do it the normal channels. I loved doing it on Kickstarter, but if we're a huge hit, I'm not sure that Kickstarter is meant to fund huge hits. It would be, I'd do it either way, honestly. But I think next time maybe the studio will just give us the money.
Well, the movie comes out early next year. Everyone go see it. Everyone give a big round of applause to the cast creator of Veronica Mars.